Hey guys, and welcome to Alice. I really don't know much about what this is about. We're just gonna kind of go into a blind. She's the daughter of God. The nurse couldn't help but overhear the comment from the leaving patient. She is the daughter of God. The nurse looked over her shoulder for a moment before turning her gaze back to the front, keeping her diligent step. She wanted to ask what that was all about. However, the head nurse was strict and wouldn't entertain the chit-chat with a leaving patient. Fran walked toward the reception desk, ready to start her new shift. The night shift was a coin toss. It could be a calm sea some nights and a storm on others. Fran clipped her ID card on her collar while the head nurse gave her the rundown. A patient in serious condition is resting on bed 135. Taken in this evening, scheduled for multiple procedures. As is usual for her, the head nurse gave no further details and simply handed over the board with the instructions for the medication to be administered throughout the night, as well as the test schedule for tomorrow. See you tomorrow, Miss Simmons. Make sure everything is seen through properly. Good night, Chief. Only took Fran a few minutes inside the hospital to know further details about the situation. After all, it looked like every member of the staff was talking about it. Other nurses, security. Fran approached a quirky security guard who was of her liking and who looked really excited at the prospect of spreading the gossip. She was always upbeat and would get scolded for her aloofness often. Naturally, she was quite the entertainment source during those long nights. Hey, you know how it is on night shift. You find the person with personality and you let them keep you awake. By now, every member of security had heard everything about the patient. At 8 p.m., there was a traffic accident. 2 cars, 1 motorcycle, a couple, a family of 4, and a lone woman. This influx of patients was not new for Fran. She'd been through situations with a heavy workload before. What was new was what came afterwards. All of the 7 victims had been taken in, with moderate to serious injuries. Upon further inspection, it turned out the victims were actually fine and got discharged one by one as their tests came back. All of them except for one, the only one actually injured. The patient was at bed 135. First response medic should have made an assessment. They couldn't possibly send healthy people to the hospital. That's the weird part about it. Rick from the ambulance team swears one of them had a broken leg. Once they checked, nothing. I wonder what happened. Do you believe in miracles? Maybe. Miracles. Fran's mind was running in circles. What happened here? Massive accident. Massive accident and massive misdiagnosis. Something felt off. But it was a fact that the ward was almost empty now. She had a patient walk out herself. She had seen a patient walk out herself. The clock marked 0:59. Fran left the security girl to keep doing her thing, and figured the best course of action was simply see the patient by herself. 1:35. The beds in the hospital were kept in large rooms, with 3 beds each separated by curtains. 135 was the middle bed in one of such rooms, with the other 2 empty. The ward was the same as it had been every other day. Sterile, white, clean. Fran turned on the light and moved over the curtain to see the patient. The woman that lied on the bed was covered in bandages. With a vial and a heart rate monitor, her ashy brown hair was disheveled, covering one of her eyes. She had bandages all around her, her head, her arms, her chest. Her condition was not good. But despite that, she was awake and smiling. How quirky must fate be to keep 6 people away from harm and deeply maim the last one? As if reading her thoughts, the woman spoke faintly. It's of my own choice. A serene smile met the blonde's gaze. Fran didn't know how to reply, so she didn't say anything. The medical chart based on the bed laid down the harsh reality. Alice Anderson, 35-year-old. Brain concussion, broken right arm, broken ribs 10 and 11, small fracture on the clavicle and scapula, second-grade burns on the left side of the body, lacerations on the eye. Fran could only turn her eyes towards the woman after reading the chart. Like as a miracle, she was still here, all alone. It's around Christmas time of recording, but I did not know this was going to have this song in the background. I don't even know if this... I don't know if this is going to get copyright. We'll find out. Fran could only turn her eyes towards the woman after reading the chart. Like it was a miracle, she was still here, all alone. Christmas music jump scare. A lot of things happened in the past hour or two, dear. You have a dose of acetaminophen and a procedure coming up. Not feeling talkative, I guess? Sorry, it's not proper of me to comment on it. And what is proper for you to comment on? Nothing really, I'm just a nurse. Despite her numerous injuries, the woman had the energy to make these comments awake at 1 in the morning after a serious accident. How is she holding up? At least her schedule said her treatment would start soon. Brian Sallock brought up a pair of white pills to which the woman swallowed with difficulty. Because of her collarbone, her good arm had limited mobility too. I'm sorry, but like, why, if she's having trouble swallowing, can they not administer the medicine through the IV in her wrist? I don't know, I'm not a doctor. Once Fran moved away to mark the doses given, the woman stopped her. Wait, let me see you. Eh? I want to see your face closer. Fran did as she was ordered, staying close to Alice. She put her good hand over Fran's forehead for a few moments. And then she simply went back to her normal posture. Is it a nurse's duty to entertain a patient? I heard keeping the morale up is an important part of treatment. Don't keep away that bossy nurse if she shows up. She went home already. Alright, what is it? A small smile came up to the woman's face, like a child with the approval for mischief. Well, I can see your confusion. Well, I'm just wondering what happened to get you like this. Like I said, plenty of things happened. I suppose the most important is how motorcycles tend to propel drivers when they're brought to a sudden halt. Yeah, that tends to do that. So you were the lone rider. So you've heard about it. Bits and pieces? Well, to put it simple, it wasn't pretty, so here I am. Hopefully that solves your doubts. That doesn't explain anything. Not everything needs an explanation. The woman had a strange personality. It was both welcoming and not. Playful and serious at the same time. Fran couldn't figure her out at all. So, please just call me Alice. So, Alice, I know not everything needs an explanation, but I'd be lying if I didn't say the entirety of staff is confused as well. Confused about what? Everything. For starters, the patient that left a while ago was mumbling some stuff, something about the daughter of God. Aren't we all God's children in a way? Perhaps, but I don't think that was a blanket statement. I think it's had something to do with you. And what I mean, I'm just a poor hospital patient. That's my question to make, don't you think? What happened that got all those people in and then out of here? Maybe Ambulance Crew did a little bit of an oopsie and saw things that weren't there. You know what happens to the best of us. I don't buy it. Yeah, you're quite stubborn, aren't you? I like you. Thanks for the compliment, but don't change the topic. I would shrug if it wasn't painful, really. You're not going to tell me what happened, are you? No, I don't think I will. But you're a smart girl, I know you can figure it out. I have no clue where to start. You will. By the way, is there a way I can get some pancakes here? I'm hungry. So that was your plan all along? Yes, motorcycle crash equals pancakes. The perfect plan. I'm not trying to win my way around, but I do like you. I just also like pancakes. See what you can eat after your scan, considering your condition. Maybe no solid foods for a while. Don't be mean. Now, once you're out of here, get some pancakes. Like one of the big towers with the syrup drips down, but doesn't reach the plate because of how tall it is. I guess I can commit to that. It'll take a while, but... The woman smiled. Alice, something about her was compelling, mesmerizing almost. Her presence was serene, but her voice was full of tranquility despite the humorous remarks. It wouldn't be out there for that man to call her the daughter of God after a successful procedure. So maybe that's what happened. There's something about you. Honey, I trust that you're much too young for me. I didn't mean it like that. It's just... I know something different when I see it. And different now. I don't know, I'm just going with my instincts. Trust them a little bit more. Oftentimes your gut can process things faster than your brain. I suppose so. The communications ring out. Patient 135 requested X-ray. Patient 135 requested X-ray. I guess it's time for me to go, isn't it? For now. Be good and get those pancakes for me. What do you mean by that? Oh, I forgot to ask. Is there any way I can call a nurse, like for emergencies? Yeah, it's the red button on the sides of the bed. You should be able to reach it with your good arm. Alice rang the button, which prompted a ring sound to reverberate outside the room in which they were in across the hallway. Why did you ring it? I'm still here. Goodbye, Fred. As a reply, Alice began coughing blood in a fit that didn't seem to want to stop. Alice, what's wrong? When her injury's all external, why this? Another misdiagnosis? Why didn't she say anything? Fran couldn't explain, she just rushed to her side. Alice's good hand was busy trying to stop the blood from going everywhere, but the fit made her body contort in pain from the sudden movements. A bunch of nurses came to the room, immediately taking the decision of rushing her to the ER. Fran stood there, unable to move. As the other nurses took the stretcher away, Fran saw something. It was a cut in Alice's arm, right above the elbow. That cut was very familiar to Fran. It had been done yesterday in her kitchen when reaching for a plate from the upper cabinet and made a wine glass fall over her. The wine glass shattered and left a cut on her arm. Fran looked at the cut on her mirror before applying some alcohol and letting it rest. That's why the cut was familiar to Fran, because it was her cut, not Alice's. After lifting her own arm, Fran noticed that the cut was no longer there. It was then that Fran understood everything. Alice had been taken away, and all Fran could do was stand there listening in disbelief. Everything that transpired today had been something miraculous. She took all the injuries upon herself and suffered through them. Her body was deeply maimed with 7 people's injuries. Was it guilt? Benevolence? She was the daughter of God, according to that man. Maybe that was the truth. Is that it? What's going on? Oh, okay. Tower of Pancakes is too much for you. That's why I brought you over. Reasonable, thanks, but why this in particular? I owe it to somebody. Pancakes. A+ ending. Pancakes. Do you think we will see her again? Interesting. Very interesting. So, overall game was pretty good. I like this, the very good story. The writing was a little rough in some areas. It like did not completely flow. Like just certain moments just did not sound how like I would expect a normal person to talk, but that's normal for a lot of these type of stories. Other than that, I love the idea of it. I think the daughter of God thing was kind of interesting, where it's like she just like to me that was the big thing, is like they kept pushing it, daughter of God, daughter of God, daughter of God, and it's like she obviously like could do things to maybe it was a reference to like, hey, how Jesus took all the sins, she took all the injuries, and that guy was just making a reference, or there's something that made them think that, hey, this is actually what this person is. I don't know. Very, very kind of a mystery there. I don't know. I don't know on that one. I think just the game focused on that a lot, so I am curious on as far as, hey, what does that entail? Because they were pushing that a lot too. It was like she was like immediately like, oh, I heard this guy call you this. What does that mean? Which is like, to me, it's a wild conversation. And just be like, hey, this guy in the hallway called you this. Are you? That like immediate belief that it is just crazy to me. But I get it. I mean, I can also understand that, like, theoretically, maybe she sees a lot of weird stuff working night shift at the hospital. Maybe that's not unusual for her. Maybe she's just like a straight shooter. Like, I see this. I'm gonna ask these questions. I don't know. The actual story was just a nice little short story. I think I don't have any actual issues with it. It was overall just a solid, like, hey, she did this thing and it was really nice and she made the sacrifice and now we're eating pancakes. Happy ending. Yay. Is she dead? Maybe. Overall, really good. It was a fun little game. I liked it. I don't have a whole lot more notes on it. That was just my thoughts. So I'm just going to say thank you all for watching. And I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye.